Hello, everyone. Welcome to Indie Vote Live Wire. Not Live Wire, I'm sorry, Breakfast Buzz. I'm here because I'm totally like out of it. I got a quick story for everyone listening and folks here. There was almost not a Indie Vote Breakfast Buzz this morning because yesterday, and I didn't know this, yesterday I woke up, and this is because I'm a child of the 80s. I woke up and went about my business for a large amount of time and did not realize that my internet was not on in the house, not working at all. My modem took a humongous crap out, and the night before, a little bit probably after Livewire, probably about an hour or two after Livewire. Of course, by this point, I'm in bed. Maybe it had to happen after 2. It had to happen after 2 a.m. because Lola and I watched a movie, so it had to be after 2 a.m. It just died on me, so I didn't notice it. Um, it wasn't until someone said, "Hey, Varian, you need to upload the video from the other night, not the live wire, a meeting I had, and I always I record the meetings and post them." That it didn't upload. Why not? I'm like, what? Didn't upload. So okay, let me go look. And I went to go look, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can't get on YouTube. What's going on here? I called Comcast, which is I know we got some international listeners who will hear this on Indie Vote Radio. Comcast is one of our major internet providers, television, internet, phone. Well, I called them and they're like, we don't know what's wrong. And I was on the phone with Comcast. One call was an hour and 11 minutes. The next call was 45 minutes. Do you know what fixed it, guys? You know what fixed it later on? I found out later that night.
Was unplugged?
No. It was broke. It was out. But I noticed something. I said, my bill is due. I'm gonna pay my bill. Now it's not due, but it's gonna be due. It's coming up. I'm gonna pay my bill. So I paid my bill, and then I said, "Oh, let me send a signal refresh." Magically, it started working last time. Oh wow! So it wasn't off, but I think they were about to hold me hostage. I think they were like, "Hey, you're not gonna get it." I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So I'm expecting all types of calls back today from. They scheduled a guy to come out and fix the box on Saturday. So it's like, really? Okay, all right.
Huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. So anyway, we're here. We're here. Live Wire, Breakfast Buzz, Live Wire. We'll go on. It's playing. We got a nice panel here for you guys. We're going to talk about some comics, but we're also going to be talking about something else interesting we're doing here on Live Wire. Not Live Wire, Indie Vote. I keep saying Live Wire. Live Wire is on my mind. I'm sorry. On Indie Vote here in the future, in 2022 anyway. We're going to be doing that. I'm going to roll the intro, and we'll get back and introduce all these fine folks. Here we go. Hold on to your seats. Hello, everybody. This is Indie Vote, Breakfast Buzz. And I'm Varian Grant. I've been making comics since 2008. And tirelessly making comics since 2008. And I am very glad you're here with us. I am joined this morning by the Indie Princess. Ma'am, how are you?
I am exhausted, but I am here. I couldn't miss today. It's the last show of the year for Indie Vote. So I had to come on.
How depressing. How depressing is the last show. Then you say it like that's last show. I think it's depressing. Makes me feel like I should have done something special. Why not? We'll serve you the same brand of Kool-Aid today that we served a week ago.
Yeah.
Someone is echoing.
Mr. Jimmy.
Howdy, folks. I am Mike Jimmy of Fairies and Ends. I do all kinds of things. I've been making comics since 2017, and it's been working out since 2018. So I'm doing something right. And off to the next one, I guess. People know me by now.
Marvi, who are you?
Hey, I'm Marvi. I'm the creator of The Sim Killer. I'm working right now on my second book. It will be a graphic novel, looks like it. And yeah, thank you for having me. And if you want to know more about this character, you can follow me on Instagram. And yeah.
Mr. E.
Well, I'm Mr. E, also known as Drew. I make the Captain Love series. Let's see. It's early as hell here in California, so I'm like still drinking coffee and trying to wake the hell up. I'm surrounded by cats on my couch because I haven't fed them breakfast yet. Yeah, Captain Love Chapter 3 is one error correction away from being completed, and well, not totally completed. I gotta also review and all the editing crap and stuff. But yeah, so it's almost ready to roll. So that'd be the fourth release, the Captain
Sweet.
Love series. So that's awesome, right?
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
And Joel, who are you?
Hello, I'm Joel Meadows. I'm editor-in-chief of Tripwire, which we've done for sort of 29 years. So we're a website and also kind of a once-a-year print magazine. I'm also the writer of a Sherlock Holmes comic strip, which ran in the last two print mags. We're also putting together a brand new comic show in UK in Bristol, which is happening this coming September. I also work as a journalist, so I've done this for a long time.
Cool.
Yeah.
I fell into journalism backward because of Indievolt.com. I'm not a journalist. I remind people of that all the time. So I don't have those pesky ethics that you have to worry about. Good sir, I'm not a journalist. I'm supporting what I heard, rumors, scandalous. Scandalous thing. That's what I want to report. Who's sleeping with whose wife in the industry? Report it. You don't need facts. I'm just gonna put that out there. But it is funny that you mentioned that because I have relatives who've gone to school for journalism, and very few of them are working in journalism. And I am the one that went to school for art, and here I am doing journalism. It's the weirdest thing. Never let your degree tell you what you're gonna do with your life. Apparently, I don't know.
No, that's very true.
And Mr. E, you said cats. How many do you have?
More than I ever will admit to. So.
Okay. Just asking because I seen a study on the internet, which means it's probably bullshit. It said 6 cats is a sign of a oncoming problem with the person. And I'm like, 6? Okay. But I knew someone that had 9.
It takes one.
It takes
It
one.
only takes one. Trust me.
I mean, at one point we
Down
had
there,
3
Mike.
dogs.
It could. I mean, literally, like if somebody had a whole lot of cats, it could indicate that they're trying to compensate for something in their life, or it could indicate that they're just an animal lover and couldn't give them homes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You couldn't get anybody else to adopt them. That's really what it could mean.
We've had cats, we've had dogs. I think the most dogs we had was 3. That's like our limit for dogs. We did have 3 cats. Yeah, at one point we had 3 cats and a dog. It's crazy.
But I have much more than 6 cats.
Here we go. So we go to. I remember the quick story because we got time to waste this morning. A little time. Quick story for me was that I had a friend of mine. She had met a young lady online, and she asked me could I drive her to Indiana, America's armpit. Just kidding. Sorry, Brian. I know you're out there listening. To take her to meet this girl. And I'm like, yeah, sure, not a problem. We went to this little town called Vevey, Indiana, which is a very small little town. Nice little quaint place, though. I'd actually maybe vacation there for like 2 or 3 days before I had to get the hell out. But we went into the girl's house. And when I went in, I seen nothing. That's why I know cats are ninjas. I seen nothing. And the minute the door closed, these cats came out of nowhere. I've never experienced anything like this. They were like, it was like, and I've never seen this either, but I can only equate it to what people tell me about roaches when you turn the lights off. They start moving. Well, these cats came, there were cats everywhere. What I thought was a pillow was a mound of cats. And she's like, yeah, we love cats. There was easily 30 cats in that house. I went and stood in the bathroom because that's the only place at that point where there were no cats. And it's like, I'm not afraid of cats. There are just too damn many of them. And now the girl said, hey, do you want some? Because we just had kittens. Hell no. Bring in your Indiana cats back. No. Comic Black Belt in the chat says, good morning. Jeffrey Cotton hanging out. Morning. Sarah. Good morning. I think Sarah sent me a message. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to make sure I read it. I just seen it on my message. Rich Rhoda, fine artist, says, hey, Rich. Missed you guys when I was on hiatus. We missed you too, Sarah. That's a serious difference between being an animal lover and an animal hoarder. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like me, I'm a comic book hoarder. For some reason, I will buy comics that I already own because I just want it again. Like there's a book series called Hypercon that Clive Barker put out. Every time I see that book, I have to buy it. I probably own it like at least 10 copies.
Wait, is that like the theory that goes along with what's the name of that I'm having trouble with my memory, it's early. The conspiracy book, the one that all the conspiracy nuts carry around.
Not the Anarchist Cookbook.
No. It's I really am like fully having a brain fart right now. It's Catcher in the Rye. That's what it is.
Yeah, for me, it's just I just keep buying this book because it's so 90s. It's got a hollow foil cover that's embossed.
Yeah, but don't you already have it?
Yeah. At this point, I have like 15 copies of it.
Yeah, but they say that like all these like serial killers and conspiracy nuts all have a copy of like Catcher in the Rye like on their person or something.
Really?
All the time. It's like
That's
like this obsessive thing. So.
It
will make sense for me. It will make sense for me. Like that's what I'll do. I'll just if you guys start finding, tell you what, I'm saying this here. If you guys start hearing about reports of dead bodies found with a copy of Hyperkind on them, then you know it's me. I've done all.
He finally snapped.
Yeah, finally, only took a couple years. And Jeffrey Cotton is joining us. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hey
guys.
See, Sarah says she found a Hyperkind comic for 50 cents. That's how much it's anywhere between 50 cents to like $2, and I'm willing to pay it. I don't care. I want that comic over and over again as many times as I can. It reminds me of the 90s. Guys, we do have a question from Indie Vault Radio. I'm going to read, and you can all weigh in on it and tell me what you think. This may be a new grift. I want you guys to understand that it is it's important. if you do cons, this is important. So, fake money is back out there again here in the U.S. People have been making fake money like crazy, and a gentleman was handed a fake 20 at a Comic-Con. He was smart. He noticed that the money was not real. He told the individual, hey, this isn't real. Here's my, here's your money back. This isn't real. I'm not selling you this book. $25 book. The guy trying to pay with a fake 20 and a real 5. So an actual $5 bill and a fake 20. Well, this customer, goes off. He's upset. He goes and gets the convention promoter and comes back over and says, this guy switched my 20 for some fake 20 or something, and now he won't sell me the book. Well, the convention promoter, being afraid, actually put the convention, put the vendor out, put the exhibitor out the show, and kept his money.
Wow.
That he couldn't prove it. There's no cameras, and he can't have exhibitors taking money and not giving it back to attendees. They put the guy out, and I wanted you guys to weigh in on that. Like, who was right, who was wrong there? I mean,
the convention was wrong because there's a contract that the vendors have to sign. In most cases, that cover their butt on that. So, yeah, the vendor being the one that is taking the responsibility for taking in the money is also one that gets the call on, hey, this guy tried to hand me a counterfeit bill. Not like I'm trying to do some kind of, you kind of switch fast, Because here's another thing: it's like, okay, well, if I was doing a switch fast, then I would have more counterfeit bills in my presence as well, because it would be something I'd be doing. I wouldn't be just doing it once for the whole event. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of ways that could easily be proven that the vendor was innocent on that. So.
Yeah, I think you probably got a case of a new vendor. I mean, a new promoter who doesn't understand the rules and just he got afraid and made the wrong choice. Who's Mike? Were you about to say something? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just listening.
No, okay. Anybody else want to say anything about that? Joel, Jeffrey, Mara?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I think it's
as you say, it's.
I think that it's got to be a case of a new promoter who doesn't understand the rules and the protections that he may even have in his contract. But then at the same time, I've done several shows where there is no contract. Like I walk in, I pay my $50. They show me a table. They say that's your space, and that's it for 3 days. So there's been those shows where there's no contract, and so you're just flying by the seat of your pants. But in this case, yeah.
I've never been able to I've never come across one that hasn't had some kind of agreement or contract, because it's not the people that put on the event that require it. It's the location that the event is put on that requires it.
Oh yeah. There's the bigger shows are mostly always required, but some
even
of these
little
small
shows. I mean, I can imagine that there's some shows that are put on pretty okie doke, you know what I mean? But like any legitimate like hall or, they all have rules and regulations to, they have to, they have to, because it's just like statewide. So.
Yeah, I've done shows where people have had them in, school gyms where they've, you find out that the promoter's actually a teacher there or a, the janitor of the facility, and they gave him the space for free. But he's like, sweet, he doesn't have any of that stuff. But in this case, I'm not sure if the person had a contract. They probably could get their money back for their table, especially if they were, they got kicked out day one. So they didn't even get their full 3-day experience. Mm-hmm. So that person I feel they should get their money back, especially since they got kicked out so early in the show.
Yeah, if they paid for their spot, they actually have all kinds of legal ramifications they could do. So it's really.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see in the chat. Rich wants to come in. Yeah, you can send Rich a link. If he likes it. Sarah says, "What? The offended vendor was the one kicked out. The offender could have been doing it to the others. He could. It's probably I guarantee you, those people walk around, they're gonna find a bunch of expired fake bills in that convention, because they like Mr. Reed said, they just don't do it once. They do it over and over. I unfortunately had a friend who had got involved in counterfeit money, and I knew one day he took me to. He said, "Want to go to lunch, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're paying." Like, yeah. He bought me the super nachos, which was should have told me right then and there. This broke MFer was up to something. Super nachos are $15. He bought them for me, and we went out later that night to a club where there was a lot of black light. Put it that way. And the money he took out of his pocket was glowing.
Lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. And I'm looking like, my money doesn't do that. Like those are new type of bills. I mean, why does my money glow like that? And
we know where that's been.
Yeah, he told me what he was doing. I mean, he was buying us beer, and he was entertaining the ladies that were there working. And I'm like, this is really weird. He ended up actually going to jail though. I seen him in a computer store. I looked at him. I said, "Hey man," look what he says. "Hey," he says, "Yeah man, I've been gone for a couple of years." He got in trouble, but that's
hello.
They caught him.
Happy birthday stuff.
There's Rich.
Yeah.
How's it going, Rich?
Hey, man. How's it going, gentlemen, ladies? What's going on?
Russ says just go all variant and table over. Yeah, so that's from the con. Guys, would you consider that promoter a grifter?
No, not at all. He was completely in the right. Like him.
It was not the promoter. Not the vendor, the promoter.
Oh no, the promoter was completely in the. Like if someone comes up to you like that, it's literally like two questions, and you know exactly who is in the wrong and who isn't. That is simply just the promoter not wanting a certain person there. And apparently, the guy that actually did the offense, got away with it, which is even worse.
And the next situation that we had, you guys tell me what you think. It's another grifting situation. Okay, and we got a lot of people who aren't in the States here, so you guys kind of relate to this. I have here a letter, and I'm gonna. It's not a cuss word, so I'm not gonna try to even edit them. I'm not gonna even read them. But here's what's happened. We have a creator who paid an artist 4 pages. Now, this artist said, "Hey, I don't like piecemeal payments. Pay me when everything's done. So when all the pages are done, then you drop me one lump, payment."
Okay.
Well, the problem is that the artist is in another country. He's actually in the UK. It's not Ross Mine. It's someone else. The artist is in the UK. The creator is in America. Well, the dollar amount is different. Well, he sent him the money, and it's less. So the artist is upset because of the exchange rate. He's upset. He's like, you owe me $400 more, and he's like, well,
exchange rate is exactly what it is.
Yeah. So he's mad. So the creator
is mad because of the exchange rate.
Well, the artist says he needs more, and the artist said, I paid you exactly what I was supposed to pay you in U.S. currency, but so there's this complete disaster.
Well,
and they're fighting.
That comes down to communication. I mean, that's a real simple thing. I mean, you make the agreement based on U.S. dollars, you get paid in U.S. dollar amounts. If you make the agreement,
that's what I would
exactly.
Pound,
clarify the dollar, the type of currency it is, and that's all there is to it.
Because,
Man, what a shit show, though. After the fact,
they don't have to
because if you're an American artist, if you're an artist living in the UK, who was American, who moved here. I mean, I'm a template for that. It's like you have to understand, even if you get paid in American dollars, unless you have business that you're going to conduct in the United States, and if you bring that money to you in the United Kingdom, it's going to be even worse, because if you do, let's say you get a payment through PayPal. First off, there's the exchange rate. That's one thing, and then PayPal take the chunk of that, and then if you have to do it in American to a British PayPal or to your British account, which they don't allow, you have to go from your American PayPal to your British PayPal, and then your British PayPal to your British bank account, which they still take a fee out.
Can I weigh in on something?
Yep. For all of that.
So I'm brand new creating and all of that. For those of you that have never met me, and I have a new book coming out, Awful Thoughts, and I'm not working with this particular artist that I'm about to talk about on that book. We have another project, but he's a Hispanic gentleman. Shout out Juan Manuel Hernandez. He lives in Mexico, and I just kind of reached out to him on Facebook one day when I was looking for artists, because I got really excited and things took off really quickly with Awful Thoughts. And so I started immediately trying to kind of expand and create more. And those of you that enjoy creating in any capacity, you can attest to that. You know what I mean? Your creative juices get flowing. You just want to start making shit. You know what I mean? And so I'm just throwing stuff at the wall. But this guy was one of the first dudes I reached out to. And I don't know him from Adam, but I liked his art. And so we started getting to chopping it up and talking, and now we're doing multiple things. But he's out there, and the real easy way, at first it was going to be PayPal. That's how I do everything. But he was asking about Western Union, and I was like, man, this is going to be a pain in the ass. I don't want to have to go to Kroger, I'm just being lazy, but at the end of the day, though, it's real simple now. It's streamlined. His information is in the system. But whenever we got to talking about the payments and everything, just like I'll bring it back full circle, I told him US dollars. I'm going to give you X and X amount of US currency for this job, and then we'll transfer it and all the fees and stuff, whatever. If that's something that's a little bit extra, we'll split the difference, or you can pay that. But the point being, I think that a really easy way to do it. Again, Western Union has worked great for me. for somebody that's in a different country.
It does, and Western Union works. I tried. I've paid for people actually, believe it or not, do MoneyGram, Walmart to Walmart. Everyone has a Walmart
something
there.
like that too, maybe.
Hey, go pick the money for Walmart.
Yeah, if I would say that there's two approaches depending on how you're doing it. When I work with artists overseas, obviously as well. The illustrator on the Captain Love series that's out right now, the first book and the first 2 chapters is from Italy. You know what I mean? And what PayPal has always been the most reliable because it will do all the the money swapping and all that kind of stuff. And then they will either present a fee on either end depending on how you pay, if whatever the fee is, you know what I mean, it's usually just mark it up that much, you know what I mean, and then just kind of incorporate it so that as you know, so you put that into your as the creator, as the person who's hiring, you put that in the fee so that they're, you know what I mean, so they're not having to take it out of their pocket, you know what I mean, so it's kind of coming that way. But that's if you're paying like per page or whatever. If you're paying in bulk, right, like for up front, I would say that an escrow account, there's escrow.com, you know what I mean, if you're going to pay like a large sum, throw that thing in an escrow account. And
I've used that.
And
escrow,
yeah, because it'll just sit there. There's almost no fees at all except for the actual like escrow fees, but you know what I mean, it's so much cheaper to just transfer the money that way, especially in large amounts, you know what I mean. So and then it's sitting there, they know the money's there when they're done, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they're like wondering, well, I'm going to do all this work and get nothing. They can see it waiting for them, and it's a little bit of incentive too. So
look at all these healthy happy tips you learn when you listen to us in the morning. Told you, most educated podcast ever.
In my case anyway, I have to think about the customer because I will always lost at least $25 in each amount. Doesn't matter if it's $75 or $1,000. At least $25 I'm gonna lose because if I have a customer in the United States, I have to put those $25 in the price because I don't want, and it's not a good thing to ask to the customer to pay our fees. So every time that I have a commission, I have to think about those $25 at least that I'm going to lose.
You just prorate it
from
into
the
the fee that you would charge.
Yeah, and then there's the bank here in Portugal that will take his fee. So yeah, it sucks. But
you're talking about doing a bank transfer though, so that's the fee for an international bank transfer.
Yeah.
Now,
but I have to declare everything that I have in my account, everything, because the taxes are like sharks here. So they might not ask me next month, but 2-3 years from now they will go here and ask me, where did you come with why you have this $75? Why? And you didn't pay anything about it. So yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about America. It's really easy to like make money not exist here.
Well, you know, the other thing is they're gonna make sure they do for us, and we're gonna get into the comics, I promise, guys. But Russ said he had a similar situation. Russ, we sent you a link. Don't know if you saw it. Lola sent you one, and so did I, because I would like to hear the situation happening to you. But he says, I'm paying in either dollars or Great British pounds. We work it out at the start. You bear the currency changes in mind. Totally right. The PayPal fees are a bummer. Responding to Rich's situation. The fees are fees. Yeah. As Russ Leach, I sent him a link. Lola sent him a link. I did see this, guys. I posted this to my Facebook. Very interesting. And you guys, it's business related. Depending on what type of business you're in. And we like to make jokes here on Breakfast Buzz. But jokes. Stolen property, income from illegal activities must be reported on taxes, says the IRS. I posted this on Facebook. They want to know who their competition is. This is serious. This is a real article. This is not the
That's
onion.
like the marijuana stamp from the 20s and the machine gun stamp from the early 20s when the federal government first kind of came around. They wanted you to react. And the only way to get something. Have you guys ever heard of this, the marijuana and the machine gun stamp?
I believe I heard the marijuana.
Yeah, the stamp is
a lot
pretty
like that.
simple, yeah, it's a
Dumbass
simple
rule, yeah.
Yeah, it's a simple concept. You can't actually get a stamp, but you have to have a stamp to be able to sell it. So
You have to incriminate yourself in order to get it. You got to walk up there and show the darn whatever you have that you're trying to get the stamp for. It's always illegal stuff.
It's if you steal property, you must report its fair market value and your income in the year you steal it.
Got this plasma last week out of these people's house, man, and then I got this car and I took the wheels off and I got chrome and oh my god, what the hell is wrong with the government, dude?
I couldn't believe it unless you return it to the original owner in the same year. So it's like,
Wait, next year you're going to hear all kinds of people complaining about the IRS because they just dumped a whole lot of money into the IRS to hire a bunch of people to do one job and one job only, and that is go and hunt down people for money on back taxes and whatnot.
Oh wow!
You have all these people going after these low level audits. They say that they're going after the rich. They say they want to get all these rich people that have been ducking, but they have all these lawyers and all this kind of stuff and all this red tape. So that at first they may try to do that, and but they're going to shift and go after all the easy targets. So if you don't have your ducks in a row and you're in the United States, if you don't have your ducks in a row, you're gonna end up hating the IRS really soon next year.
Oh yeah.
Also from Indie Vote Radio, and this is the last one we'll take from Indie Vote Radio. Last question. Hello, I am this, and this is from LCDEP. So LCD maybe. He says, "Hello, I am a 3D printer / toy maker modeler from is that Peru? From Peru. Okay. I am trying to make toys based on comic book characters, even indie characters. The problem that I keep encountering is that comic creators are cheap and will not pay for the figures." We are cheap. Anyway, he says that. I'm offended, by the way. Thank you.
I think his perspective.
We're broke.
His figures, he says, once printed, while there is no articulation, they are printed and sculpted to a bespoke. I love that word, by the way. I hate that word, but that's okay. A bespoke pose. And these are high-end 3D printed figures. All I am asking is $75 for a 4-inch figure. These people can easily turn around and sell that figure for $100 plus. A 4-inch figure for $75, unpainted.
Easily, huh? He says
unpainted.
Unpainted, yeah. Okay. Look, I don't know what gender you are, but sweetheart, listen up. That thing up there is a freaking 12 inches by Daphne Lage that I got for, I think, $40. So that is painted, sweetheart. That thing is painted. Okay.
Articulated.
It's not articulated. I'll give them that one.
No, the arms move.
The
arms move on that figure.
I have plushies, that go for that I make for $9 each.
Yeah.
And unless you custom commission someone, you're gonna have to pay premium prices. But for the most part, if you want something like that to be made, you generally go for wholesale anyway.
Yeah, if you're gonna be selling something, you want to get it mass produced. You not want to buy them one off anyway. But the situation he's talking about, that guy is talking about, actually backwards, because he's a one-off producer. You know what I mean? Those are usually prototype situation. They are a little bit more expensive, but it's not like it's not a situation where you make it to sell it. It's more like you make it to examine it to see, okay, this is going to work. I can actually do something with this.
Right.
A 4-inch figurine for $75. That's actually ridiculous.
Is it made of unobtainium? Because if it is, then yeah, I'll take it. Johnny, thanks for joining us.
Hey, no worries. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. We're waiting for Russell to be coming in soon. Where does $75 come from? It came from none of your business. That's what Sarah says. Mike, those tall tale figures, the arms articulated.
Yeah.
The arms move and the head turns. Because you said it wasn't articulated. Yes, it is. It's articulated because I used to mess with it.
Really?
Yeah, the arms move and the head will turn. I think the weights might turn too. Yeah. I got two of them. That's why I asked. You're going to get an angry call from JD Calderon later. Smirching. Smirching is figure. Maybe he sent you a prototype.
Hold on, let me mute my.
You probably sent him a prototype that don't bend. No articulation.
If he breaks it on the show, that's worth $10 right there. I'm just telling you.
Well, then now that question's been brought up, if anybody hires a 3D modeler and 3D printers to take the character, or a sculptor, I mean, how much do they usually charge?
JD's moves. JD gets his arms to move on his. Are you afraid to bend it?
These don't know. He's not articulated. This is,
he has the arms movie. I'm gonna message him hey, bro.
I mean, the sword moves, but that's because it's springy. Because
I could have sworn JD made his move. I haven't opened mine either. They're in boxes, but now you ruined the value of yours. But
I only opened it because you told me. Son of a bitch.
No, prototyping it can be pretty expensive depending on the complexity of the model and the size that you're having it done. If you're going to do a prototype, from design to print and shipping, all that, you're probably going to be looking around $200 range as an average for prototyping. That's about normal.
Thank you. Wow, that's quite a bit. Is something like that a worthwhile investment?
It really, you have to weigh that on big picture stuff. You know what I mean? If you want to have your own character that you've made in your own hands, and that's a big thing to you, it becomes worth it. You know what I mean? If it's something that you're thinking that you can produce on a mass scale, having the prototype and getting some feedback and getting some hype, generating some money, getting an Indiegogo or Kickstarter campaign going to help raise money to make that actually happen. You know what I mean? Without a prototype, it becomes difficult to do that kind of stuff. So.
Mike, Jimmy, those are so cute.
Prototype was $200, So yeah, that's normal.
Is that a Griffin?
200, 300.
Is that a Griffin?
This is a character from my first comic.
Cool.
So you know what? You got a source for plushies. We got.
How much does plushie cost to get made?
Prototype. This one is $200 in total, like shipping it to me, and prototype. Making prototype from China, and they go for me to order them is $9 each.
That's
so
really cool.
If you want, hit me up on Twitter at @and_ns, and I'll send you the link. They're really cool to work with, really easy, and they made it to they made it like I wanted it to.
Throw your Twitter handle in the private chat so I can actually get that. So I want to.
Yeah, totally.
I want to check out plushies.
Yeah.
So.
Those plushies. One day I'm gonna have I'm convinced I'm gonna have an Indie Vote Comic Con. Everybody who's been on Indie Vote, and I'm gonna make sure I get one of those. All these little things we make. I'm gonna get a claw machine and put them in there.
Yeah,
and watch people lose their money at the claw machine, and then we'll all split up at the end.
Oh. That would be so cool to have like a claw machine filled with indie plushies. That would
that'd be pretty cool.
Oh my god, yeah.
We have Jeremiah here. Jeremiah wrote in. He's upset because
I'm already following Mike. How awesome! All right, dude, cool.
A viewer named Jeremiah wrote in. He said he purchased $300 of original indie art from a gentleman who was selling his pages, needed help with bills, but he was upset when he got the art and it smelled of cigarettes and weed. He feels that all art should come from a smoke-free home.
Jesus.
And it made him sick. It made him he's allergic to cigarette smoke. It made him sick, and now he doesn't even want to hang the art up. He says because now even looking at the art, he gets that sick feeling.
What a joke.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that joke. The way there's a fly in my soup. Shut up, everybody will want one.
I don't smoke, but I mean, a smoke-free home. Most of the time, you see that guy. It's a lie, by the way. That somebody in that house is smoking big time. I know they are. The smokers here in this chat. Mike, I know you smoke. Lola.
Yep.
Johnny. Yeah, Johnny. Nothing for Rich and Marv. Nothing.
Yeah.
No.
Joe.
No, I don't smoke.
Okay.
I do, but outside. But I wouldn't have, as long as somebody's not just like blowing smoke like religiously on their comic books, like in their short box or something. Like I don't give a shit personally, you know what I mean? But I'm a smoker, so I'm partial to that side of the argument. But I could understand somebody's you know, I don't know how people's senses are that are real. You know, maybe so, but maybe next time if you spend that kind of money on artwork, you know, and if that's a concern, maybe ask somebody, hey, are you a smoker? Or do you, but I mean, goddamn, you know.
I would say that people smokers out there who are producing art, be a little bit more considerate, because if you're a chain smoker,
there you go,
creating your art with that smell, you're not really respecting the customer very much. You know what I mean?
That is true. I
agree with that.
I would also say that. I think if you bought,
I don't know how to prevent that, but
I think if you bought Kirby originals, like when he made them, they would probably fucking stink of cigar smoke. Surely.
Yeah, because he stood there and smoked over the art.
Yeah, but cigars won't stink though. It's different. Cigar smokes, you know, isn't the same as like cigarette smoke. You know what I mean? Cigarette smoke will, you know, and weed smoke is not really that bad either. But cigarette smoke, the oil basis in that will just like saturate stuff and smell forever. I don't know if you have ever like got around somebody who like a jacket that somebody smoked in for years, and it's
and smell like, never goes. The smell
never.
Smoker's jacket, yeah, it's always
wash that thing 10 times.
I don't think, unless it says come from a smoke-free home, then you might as well assume it's going to have some type of residue. I mean, or some type of odor. I mean, you might even get somebody who has, you know, like I said, 55 cats in their house. You know that art's going to maybe smell like cats. So, you know, it's just you know, it'll go away. The smell will go away after a while. You can frame that sucker and you'll never smell it again unless he drew it on hemp paper.
Yeah. If I was making Booster Gold in the early 2010, and the penciler Chris Batista, I think worked over a really hot light box, because one time I got pages that not only were curled upward like a U, even though they were laid out flat, but they smelled like just sweat, and that's the nastiest thing you can do.
Mildew smell is the worst, man.
Yeah, wet smell.
Guys, I put the location link in the live chat, by the way.
Oh, and for everybody who's backing Captain Love, I don't charge extra for the cat hair. Just so you know,
that's all free. Look at the deals. Look at the deals.
Yeah, I've got a ton of cat hair here myself. You know, it's just like, it's just pushing all over the place, man.
Yeah. And while you're getting those comics, make sure you get them. Make sure you pressure all these folks to use Gemini mailers when they send those comics out.
Wait. Let's address that. Let's talk intellect here. Okay. Gemini mailers are okay if you're shipping within the same country.
Yeah.
It costs a fortune extra to send a Gemini mailer overseas.
Yeah.
Use a large envelope. A large envelope you will save $8 to $15.
Well, the trick is to take that Gemini mailer and put it inside an envelope if you can.
You know, because some of those envelopes, depending on the country you're sending it to, some of those envelopes that'll hold a Gemini mailer are considered oversized. They're larger than document size. So
and you have to pay more too. Yeah. But we got something for that. We're gonna save you money on Gemini mailers. How are we gonna do that? We can do it easily by giving you our discount code VOLT10 VOLT10. Get yourself a 10% discount on your Gemini mailers, so it can offset the cost somewhat of having to send overseas to Mike, Jimmy, or others. Like, you gotta send it to Rich or Marv. It's like, all right,
if you're sending within the same country,
they're great.
Gemini is always probably the most stable way to go. I personally, I like Gemini mailers. I personally, ship a whole lot of stuff other than just comic books. So I don't stock Gemini mailers in my house just because it takes up too much space, and I have other shipping tools.
Yeah, I do see there are some nice ones. I got one a couple days here. Somebody sent a book we backed. Came in a little white mailer, very thin, called Comic Shield. That looks good too. I've got like 2 of those my entire time I've been buying comics on the internet. So.
Yeah. There's this great thing they have now that's like super cheap. I mean, it's like when you buy those big art packages to ship out, like the envelope itself to ship it in is like $1.50. You know what I mean? They actually have like these if you buy them in bulk, you can get them for like $1 each, and they're like this almost plasticky cardboard, and they come like a little bit oversized, a little bit like 11.5 by 17.5. So it's you can actually ship the comic page flat. You don't have to roll it. You don't have to do anything like that. So
that's cool. We keep finding new ways to do things, and then too also, you can pop over to some of these sites. I know Gemini Mailer does it. You can GeminiComicSupply.com. They have different things you can use. So maybe I know Critical Blast, man. He always sends in those nice printed, colorful bags, and you always know you can tell it'll be a different project, but it'll always be themed, and you kind of know it's that Critical Blast presentation, which I really do like. Speaking of Critical Blast, someone who's worked with them and had their books sent.
Oh yes,
Life on Core, Mr. Mike Jimmy. This is your project on Indiegogo, Life on Core number 5.
That's right.
Tiny Travels. Which I gotta tell you, when I first seen that, it was very early in the morning. I thought it said Tony Tittle for some reason. I don't know why. And I'm like, who the hell is Tony Tittle? Is Mike having an identity crisis?
And who the hell isn't doing a core?
Yeah. Why is he doing another core? What? I honestly thought you were having who was the country singer that made himself like a pop star for a second?
Garth Brooks.
Yeah, Garth Brooks. He started wearing. He had the little soul patch, and he dyed his hair black.
Chris Gaines. His name was Chris Gaines. I remember that.
Yeah. They were Bruce Willis when he was Bruno. And I thought Mike Jimmy was going through it. I was gonna quietly snooze him on Facebook, and I'm a horrible friend.
Bro, what's going on? Do I need to send the white coats?
Yeah, I'm a horrible friend. I was just gonna snooze you for a couple of days until you got me whatever it was. I'm gonna play the video for this. Let's see here.
Yeah, sure.
This is a sign up page on Indiegogo. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yes. Launching in 2 weeks.
Cool looking art. Dun, dun, dun.
Nice.
Life on Core. There it is.
So this is the 5th issue in the series, and I am super proud to present this one. We are going really overboard with the plushies and a ton of variant covers. The art is absolutely amazing. I definitely did my best work so far, and that's only because I only started Life on Core 6, last week. No, seriously, like Life on Core 6 pages are double the size of Life on Core 5 pages. Like, we are going absolutely gigantic. But
This plushies. I didn't notice the side detail at first. That's cool.
Yeah, so really cool. They're 12 by 8. They're really big. They're gonna be pretty affordable. And I'm gonna have them mass produced. So yeah, you can order as many as you want. And I'm super excited about these. The ears and the wings will articulate, so you can post them. And if you will,
we may have to get a couple of those at Liberty.
There we go. So if you can full screen me for a moment, this is the prototype, and so far only the ears are articulating. So you can post them on your own, and the wings are glued together. That's going to be fixed, and the wings will be posable as well. So you can pull them out like this and really, give them more of a pose. But yeah, they're really big, proper plushies, and I'm really happy with how they're turning out. And this is going to be the first Team Mini.
Oh, cool. And this is launching in 2 weeks.
Yes, we are going to be launching with the ladies over at Raid AVC. If I open my sticklets, I can tell you the amount of variant covers that we have because they are a lot. I'm not going to listen.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, John. John, they are. I meant to tell John. Every time I see it, John, I'm getting ready to buy that Dungeons and Dragons arcade machine. I need to send you the header so you can sign it. But they're making a Dungeons and Dragons TV show. Not Dungeons and Dragons, like Dragon's Lair TV. Making a Dragon's Lair TV show. Yeah, and I know they're gonna reuse some of the art from the game. John, they're asking about your money. They're asking about your money, John. They're still using your art for stuff. Anytime where Dirk died, that was John. Yeah. So Life on Core number 5, Tiny Travels. 2 weeks. Go over to the Indiegogo page and back it today. You said you're gonna be on Raging?
Yes, we're gonna be launching at Raging at 3 p.m. Eastern on January 14th.
All right.
And then I'm gonna be in a ton of other shows the entire weekend, so I'm gonna be exhausted by the next week. But we are going absolutely overboard on this one. There's gonna be a ton of variant covers by Sean Howe, Daphne Lage, Area Black, Kimmy Comics, Gladys Peanuts. There is a variant cover that I'm doing myself for the Raging ladies, so they don't know what it looks like yet, and I'm gonna keep it that way until we launch, and they hate me for it. And then our good friend Marvi down there is making a variant as well. So really looking forward to that.
Mike, to confuse things even more, I may have a surprise for you. To make things even more complicated, we may have a surprise for you too. I'll let you know how it works.
Do I have to run?
No. I mean,
it's not like a surprise that you get like in prison, right?
Yeah, not one of those surprises. Not. Those surprises make you.
Okay, thank you.
Those prison surprises, they change your life. I don't know, guys, if it was because I was like medicated, but that movie Red Notice with The Rock and Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds. There's a scene where they come into the prison, and Ryan asks The Rock, "Hey, top or bottom?" Don't worry, we'll let prison figure that out. And I thought, I don't know why, if maybe it was because I was medicated, that was the funniest thing. I must have laughed for like 6 straight minutes. Like I missed 6 minutes of the movie from that joke. Thanks, Ryan Reynolds, you ass.
Oh wow. Okay, fair enough. That is pretty fucking funny.
That's good stuff.
You guys ever seen Big Stan? You guys ever seen that movie Big Stan?
You know what? No, I didn't see it. I didn't.
It stars I might, it's still early for me. What's the dude that was in Manimal?
Simon McCorkindale. Don't ask me how I remember that.
No. He used to be Saturday Night Live also.
Rob Schneider?
Rob Schneider, yeah. So Big Stan stars Rob Schneider, and he starts off as this rich dude who's going to prison for cheating on his finances, and he's worried about getting raped in prison, so he gets trained how to fight, and he does a tattoo on his butthole that you never get to see it, but it's supposedly so horrifying that
it's like that movie Get Hard with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
that actually I kind of think that Get Hard kind of stole the idea.
I'm sure, that's what it sounds like.
You know what you do if you go to prison? I keep telling people, I don't know why people if I go to prison, I know because I'm cute. So I know there'd be a problem, but I'm just gonna be nasty. I'm not gonna bathe. I'm not gonna wipe properly. You want some of this? You're gonna pay for it.
Wait. You know what? Wait. On that, hold on. You got to understand that some of those freaks in prison like it that way.
Look, if you like it that way, I can't stop you.
Perfume on if you're doing that, buddy.
Imagine it. I got some Febreze. We good. All right. It's not too hard this time. No spitting. All right.
Mike Jimmy, I found my plushie that I'm going to get for my next campaign.
Ooh.
I don't want to know what Lola's doing. We don't even want to see it, Lola. We can't show the type of stuff we want. This is the Tripwire Winter Special 2021. This here is from Joel. Joel, I'm going to play the video.
Hello. Sorry, I'm back on video now.
Okay, no, I'm going to play the video here, and we're going to look at your campaign. You got 15 hours, so you've already passed your goal. 15 hours. We got
Tripwire Magazine Autumn Special 2021 will be a glossy 144-page A4 square-bound magazine, chock full of all manner of great, unique material. Tripwire has always been about celebrating the art of comics, film, and TV, and the creators and production wizards who continue to make it the vibrant and exciting place that it is. Tripwire has always been a middle-brow publication, offering the kind of accessible interviews, features, and reviews with quality journalism from the best in the field. The Tripwire Winter Special is packed full of the sort of quality content people have come to expect. Under a dark horse at 35 years cover, the issue includes Tripwire celebrating 60 years of Marvel's favorite family, the Fantastic Four, 35 years of Dark Horse, happy 40th birthday Indiana Jones, celebrating 4 decades since the first appearance of Lucas and Spielberg's adventurer, with an exclusive chat with legendary poster artist Drew Struzan, Indiana Jones and Star Wars. An exclusive chat with Liam Sharp about his creator-owned work, Batman Reptilian, and much more. 40 years of An American Werewolf in London. Comic creator photos of key figures like Alan Moore, Bill Sienkiewicz, Walter Simonson, and others by Tripwire editor-in-chief Joel Meadows. Scott Braden's Lost Tales featuring Alan Weiss's Batman 33 AD, plus much more. Its archive section this time around features classic interviews with the late great Joe Kubert talking about Tor, Sergeant Rock and more, an extensive career interview again with Drew Struzan, an acclaimed African-American comic writer artist Carl Baker talking about his project King David and much more. Also the return of the Stripwire section, including a new Sherlock Holmes and the Empire Builder strip by Tripwire editor-in-chief Joel Meadows and artist Andy Bennett. The strip which Jimmy Palmiotti said about it, Joel Meadows is the right guy with the perfect voice to continue the adventures of the world's greatest sleuth, Sherlock Holmes. It will also include a Fred the Clown one-pager by Roger Langridge and the return of Kent Menace by Scott Braden, Jeff Dillon, and John Charles. This time around, the campaign will include T-shirts, limited edition Sherlock Holmes art prints, Tripwire cover prints, and much more. We'll also offer limited edition Tripwire cover pastiche posters featuring reinterpretations of classic comic covers like New Teen Titans 1, Hulk Annual 1, and many more. Tripwire continues to be read and appreciated by the movers and shakers in the comics industry. Tripwire is always well-researched and enthusiastic by people who truly care about the importance of story. It's analytical without losing heart, said J.H. Williams III, artist on Promethea and writer-artist on Image's Echolands. Tripwire covers such a wide variety of topics in the world of news, entertainment, and the arts, and covers them so well that it's pretty much become my go-to source for what's going on in media. I know if Tripwire is covering a subject, it's not only interesting, fun, and informative, it's also legit, said legendary illustrator Bill Sienkiewicz. Tripwire has been for nearly 3 decades the touchstone of comic book culture in the UK and one of the leading periodicals dedicated to this narrative art form. Incisive, smart, and always relevant. Guillermo del Toro, Oscar-winning director of The Shape of Water and director of Hellboy. In an industry and a world full of uncertainty, the constants that Tripwire offers in all its forms, great reporting, interesting information captivatingly presented, beautiful graphic design, are always a welcome thing. Joel Meadows and his team never fail to remind me why I love comics as much as I do, and why I feel the same about Tripwire too. Chris Ryle, formerly IDW's Chief Creative Officer. We were so pleased with the support we received last time around. We have an even more impressive package this time. We continue to offer the kinds of material that no one else does. And even though we love putting our website together, Print Magazine does something an online offering cannot. We can't do this without your generous support again, and we believe we can hit our target again with your assistance. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your support.
What I'm gonna take your interview there. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to edit it. So every time you say Tripwire, I'm gonna say Indigo. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I'm not sure if you can capture the same voice, but you can give it a go.
Yeah, I'll get Russ or Glenn or somebody to come in and do the little, have the accent.
You got to have the voice be something completely different, like Indie Vote. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Completely off place. You know,
there was some games they were doing, the online games they were doing for a while. They would use other companies' commercials and just put their shit over. And I'm like, this is so tacky, but I'm gonna download it because I appreciate this guerrilla marketing.
It works. Sometimes
it reminds me of a story I read. This guy had a bookstore, and a larger bookstore moved right next door to him.
Yes.
And on the other side, another bookstore.
Yes.
And they both ran sales.
Yeah.
And he was a little bookstore in the middle of used books.
Yes.
And they had a big sign that said sale 30% off. The other company had on the other side had a sale that says 50% off. You know what he put on his store? Main entrance.
That's fun. But it worked.
Perfect.
It worked.
Guys, gentlemen, my phone is about to die. I'm gonna have to bail.
Okay, Rich.
I'm gonna go live a little bit later tonight anyway. Thanks for allowing me on for a bit. And hello to everybody for the first time I've never met yet. And hello to everybody that I already know.
I'll check out your show later this afternoon, Rich.
I'm sorry?
I'll be sure to check out your show later this afternoon.
It's going to be at 6 o'clock my time, which is 1 o'clock on the eastern seaboard of the United States, if you want to watch.
All right.
And I'll post anyway, and I'll tag whatever the fuck. Thank you. And I'll see you guys later.
All right. We'll see you
Later.
Bye.
Yeah.
So your campaign here, 15 hours, you're going to fund.
But we're already funded, but we've got some stretch goals. We've got 2 stretch goals. One that we hit, which is Sherlock Holmes behind the scenes digital PDF, and the other one, which is like sort of £60 away, which is Kent Menace, by another behind the scenes thing. So some script pages and some really cool art. So we will fund, but we'd like to push it up a little bit because we'd like to give people the Kent Menace extra stuff. So,
hey, Joel.
Yes, hello.
Hey, who did the cover for that Sherlock Holmes splash page that looked like a cover A for a comic book? I think it was a digital.
That was a long time ago. That was a friend of mine called Tim Seelig. You can see the kind of Dave McKean style there. That was about 2000. What it was is that this strip, we started it in 2003, and we didn't get anywhere. We put it aside for like 18 years, and then we've come back.
Cool.
So we've run 2 shorts. We ran one in our other print mag, which came out in January of this year, and then the second short, which I can actually show you. I'm not sure if my camera's going to pick it up, but
yeah, I like that art, man. It's really nice piece, real noirish. You know what I mean? Real.
So I mean, this is. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but
you have to put it in front of your face.
This is the. This is Andy Bennett's current art and the current mag.
Yeah, that looks great.
So we've kind of got like a bit of Vertigo with a bit of Tim Sale with he's a really. We're planning to basically publish 2 80-page graphic novels, one in November and one in the following April that we're going to fund via some kind of crowdfunding campaign. But Andy's very talented. There should be a couple of his pages, I think, in the campaign. I think if you scroll down, and these are our pastiche posters. So what we've done is that we've done like what if Tripwire covered, like Fantastic Four 1, in 1961, or if they covered like the Batman cover you just showed, or New Teen Titans 1, or Green Lantern 76. So we're doing. So they're really cool. So they're just a bit of fun. I mean, we've got a designer guy called John Bishop who put these together, and he's done a really, really great job. And
it's a cool take on the homage cover concept, but with the magazine, with your twist, with just look at that one. I
mean, the full one. It's one of my favorite comics of all time, and John did a great job of making the logo look like the Thor 337.
I'm a big homage guy. I love homage stuff and cover swipes.
But when they're done well, they're so much fun. I mean,
they are.
If they're done imaginatively and if they're done well, like this is Teen Titans. This is, like New Teen Titans 2 or 3 is one of the very first comics I ever read.
Cool.
So I just think this stuff is fun. It's having a bit of fun. I mean, comics should always be about fun. It should be about having kind of a bit of fun you know, and these are just, you know, so if people pledge a certain amount of the levels, they'll get these really cool posters.
Those are cool. I like these. I can imagine those.
You know,
Nice.
and they're really nicely produced. We've got Walking Dead
Walking
here
Dead.
as well. And then we've got T-shirts as well. We've got like the Tripwire logo and these rather nifty T-shirts we're offering at a couple of the levels. And then this is the Andy Bennett. This is from the last Sherlock Holmes short. This was the splash page without any lettering. You can see it's really nice. So we're offering that as one of our prints. Actually, I mean, he's phenomenal. He's a very talented artist.
He is.
You know, and this he does Muppet sketches as well.
That's
we're
really
offering
cool.
at one of the levels. We've got like the top level for like £300, which I think is a steal. We've got to have one person grab that. We've got 2 more slots left. So Andy Bennett will do a Muppet sketch. You know, so I think we wanted something a bit different. We wanted to offer, you know, not just the magazine, but also the magazine and some other cool stuff like this.
I thought someone was handing Grover food. I was gonna. He's taking dishes. I thought he was handing food because I was gonna say, "What the hell?" Oscar lives in a trash can. Nobody brings some food.
That's actually a very classic Sesame Street where Grover is playing a wig.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, they're the wig checks.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, he's a very talented artist. He just does really cool stuff with the Muppets.
That's cool.
Again, they're just kind of fun. I just thought they were a lot of fun.
I noticed too in the I gotta figure out, guys, what it's gonna take for me to climb the level of notoriety where they can begin to call me they begin to call me the African American comics or noted African American comics. I noticed that you had said that. Joe, and I'm like, what is it going to take?
Well, because Carl Baker's been around a long time. I mean, he's done this for a long time. So I think, you know, you got a little bit of a way to go. But, you know, you'll be patient.
I've been around for a long time.
2009.
well,
Yeah, but have you been promoting like that? I mean, if you put a tagline with your name long enough, then it'll fit.
That's true, actually. If you say it often enough, people will repeat it.
You got to remember, I'm the guy who went and bought land in Scotland so I could be a lord. I bought a little parcel of land. I became a reverend so I can add that title. I am looking for
Did you get
cheap
the
ways.
title with the land then? Did you get the title as well?
Yeah, you get it's a loophole. It's a little small parcel of land, probably no bigger than your wallet.
Can't you call yourself Lord now? You can call Lord.
Yeah. Oh, I've done it.
Yes.
I've done it. I've done it. I've made adults call me Lord. It's great.
Very funny. And not paid for it.
Yeah, not paid for it. It was great. But so my title,
Dude, that's a
I got,
killer. That's a killer name for a
ordained.
D&D character, man.
Yeah,
Lord Varian.
Yeah. So what is your full
Sounds
title
badass.
with the land?
Reverend Lord Varian Grant.
Yeah.
You know, you need to get one of those honorary doctorships in there too, man.
Yes.
If I can get it like a nice scroll, you can dress up and you can go to university and they can give you an honorary degree.
Yeah, the doctors. I'm trying to find a cheap way. I did find out that Esquire is BS, and you can add it if you want.
Yes. Anyone can do that.
I got a resource for you to get an honorary doctorate. So
do you? Sweet. Yeah.
So let's offline. Let's connect.
You can.
All right. Yeah. There we go.
I actually have an honorary doctorate in divinity. So.
Do you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, see that?
I have a regular degree. Go on. You were saying.
I just
I'm a construction
worker.
If you're looking for a certificate to become a Buddhist priest, I can help you out with that. A Dudist priest, I'm sorry.
We have so your campaign is closing in 15 hours. Everyone, get over here to check this out. This is I'm gonna say this, and I'm friends with the. It's funny because I'm friends with Jared. This is the Wizard magazine we need now. So check this out. He's well researched. He is a journalist. He's an actual journalist.
Yes,
so
and we've done the magazine for 29 years. This is the second magazine we've done. But we've done 2 print magazines this year, but the first time we've done them in 10 years though. So we've published for a long time. We've published something like 50. So I think it's something like 58 issues in print since 1992. So we've done it. We've done this a hell of a long time.
We've been working on a magazine too, but it's still making a magazine is a lot more
It's hard
Oh,
work.
right,
It's a
no,
lot harder
no.
than putting a website together. It is a lot
Yeah.
of work to do with printers, and you still find loads of mistakes. I'm still
Yeah,
finding a
yeah.
few errors, but it's just every magazine you publish, and you just get mistakes in everything, unfortunately. So
We'll
but
make
we're
a game out of it.
very pleased with this.
We'll make a game out of it. Hey, readers, tell us where you found the mistake, and we'll send you nothing.
No, they get
We'd
a
like
no
to know where
prize.
it's at. Yeah,
They
we'd
get
like
a
to
no
know where the
prize,
mistake
like
is, so we can
Marvel.
blame.
You know, or they get an invisible envelope with something in it.
Yeah, we just want to know where the mistakes are at, so we can blame who's ever, at fault. That's all we want to know. Check that out. The description. The link is in the description of this video. Check out Tripwire Winter Special 2021. Get yourself a copy now. Now, I need to move to. Let me see.
Guys, here's my official. I've been.
There it is.
I'm a Dudist priest. So
A
if you would
Dudist
like
priest?
to
There we
be a
go.
Dudist priest, you can go to the website as well and do just like me.
Sweet. I'm gonna do that too.
Can you do weddings and things? Can you officiate weddings and?
Probably, but not very well.
You see, Randy got ordained too. Randy Zimmerman, one of my co-hosts, he got ordained, and he's done weddings. He's like, Varian, when you get ordained, you have to do a wedding. And then I looked at his track record on the couples that have stayed together, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't want to be involved.
Did any of them stay together?
No. If you ask Mike for it, they keep coming back.
Yeah, they go.
I heard he did that so that he could do an exorcism.
I wouldn't blame probably on me.
No, that would be me. I'm the Italian one.
I probably would have. We can exercise Chris. All type of demons in her. Love to the rescue. This is Captain Love, Rise of the Pirate King, Chapter 2. This is in demand on Indiegogo.
Captain.
So we're gonna have to sing that song again, Mr. E.
This is a great book.
I
have this book. It's a great book.
The art looks familiar. Who's there? It's let me look at the pictures here. Looks good. I'm gonna play the video here. Let's go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Drew Ish, and I'm the author of the Captain Love series. I want to tell you all about the second book, Rise of the Pirate King. Yeah, that's a thing. And in this book, you're going to get everything that you would expect from Captain Love. Yeah, you bet. And I'm blessed enough to be able to use an amazing creative team. If you know what I mean, it feels like the universe is caving in and you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right now. Now, Captain Love is a space trucker and a former war hero. There is even a legend that he may be immortal. He's accompanied by Spade, who's a living AI. Yes, I said immortal. As in, he cannot die. It feels like the universe is caving in and you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Oh yeah. In this book, you'll get space pirates, sexy girls and science monks. There'll be bar fights, space battles, and a lot of awesome junk. There's nudity and violence and swearing within, so this book is mature. That means it's not made for children. And you feel like the universe is caving in, there'll be love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. There'll be love to the rescue. Captain 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 Love to the rescue.
Thank you for your time. Please back Captain
Nice.
Love and help me share this character with the whole world. And if you're not too busy, like and share this video and help me spread the love. Stay awesome.
Curse you,
Very
Drew.
nice.
That's stuck in my head now.
That's the intention, you know. It's
That's gonna be stuck in my head now. I'm gonna be walking around here singing it.
I love that song. When we played it on Pitches Be Crazy last week, it was awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
that is awesome. I like that. Captain Love. Now, you are in demand.
Yes.
I love the panel work on your Captain Love is great, man. Love all the detail and everything on this, all the sci-fi, the space stuff, man. It looks really good.
Thank you. Yeah, I
great video as well.
I have been blessed to
Yeah, it is.
Some really creative people work on my book, so it's nice. Yeah.
Now, you are in demand. There's a bunch of different things that you can get T-shirts. I see you got some T-shirts, and you got different posters.
Yeah, there's actually 7 posters right now. So.
Ooh.
Now, that's a custom poster pack. Is that where you put in what the posters you want?
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. You can choose your own posters out of the list. Yeah. Yeah, the posters are from different artists from all over. They're from, literally from like basically all over the world. You know, there's that one there. That first one you see right there is Benny Tartamella.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's actually in Florida, and then underneath that you have that one's the illustrator from the book. That's Andrea Bormida. He's in Italy. Underneath that one,
Very Conan-esque.
Yeah, that one is Henry Ponciato. He's in Indonesia, and he does that one. I believe
Those are great.
Great stuff.
And that one there, that with the girl sitting at the window, that's actually the first depiction of Jean, who's Captain Love's best friend, by herself. You know what I mean? So that's like there's the first time that she was drawn by herself is in that poster right there. I'm fond of that one. It's like really like, you know, statuesque in its own way. Underneath that is the Peter Gilmore. Peter Gilmore's in the UK. He
that's a really nice piece.
Yeah, he threw
It is
Bond.
cool. Like the colors on that one look really good.
Little
Very
tongue in
old
cheek.
school movie kind of poster.
Yeah, James Bond throw style, you know what I mean? From Venus Glove. And then that one, scroll a little lower because it's in color. There we go. That's from Pat Maxton, who's actually working on another project for me. My series that's going to be coming out soon. It's a whole other series called Heartless that's going to be coming out. It's completely different. It's not even a sci-fi. It's more of a horror / crossover thing. So. But he does that one, and then there's T-shirts. That's the a version of the Chapter 2 cover right there.
I think I like the logo with the captain, you know, and the LUV at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Love to the rescue.
Yeah. So
I like that.
yeah. So Captain Love's is a series that's going to be around for a long time. You know what I mean? Now, if you are a collector, if you're somebody who likes to get into stuff that's very rare and you want to sit on it till it's extremely valuable, buy Captain Love now, because seriously, is the future is untold. You know what I mean? We don't know where things are going to go. Like any one of us at any point could, like hit the market with something, a winner. I'm in California, and I'm constantly trying to shop Captain Love now to movies and cartoons and that kind of stuff. And there's actually been a lot of interest, no commitments at this point, but it's still, we're just coming out of a pandemic. But Captain Love is mark my words, 10 years from now, everyone's going to be singing Love to the Rescue.
Of course, you have to. I'm going to exclusively break here on Captain Love and tell everyone that I understand. And I know Drew's going to get mad at me after the show. I have to tell Drew something after the show, too. I got yelled about having you on Pitches Be Crazy. I'll tell you why, though. I'll tell you why off air.
Okay.
But I can also confirm that there is a Captain Love to the Rescue remix being done by Kanye West at this very moment. I can Kanye Yeezy is all over it. Now this is in demand. When are you gonna? I need to let my listeners know. They listen to this 2 months from now. You know, will this still be up or you?
2 months from now, this chapter 2 will be up unless chapter 3 is launched and running full tilt. Because then I may be yanking down chapter 2. I might still leave it up. You know what I mean? Just for people who are like searching so they can find stuff, but it'll be significantly altered. Like things that are on it available now will not be on it and available. So.
Small. That's from this desk of the small press publisher says, "Well, I need to put that on a vinyl 45 and have it as a perk." That's the song.
Yeah.
Folks,
The only downside to doing something like that is the song is a pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, there's a theme song hook in the chorus, but beyond the chorus, I mean, it's all pitch.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know, you never know. I mean.
Yeah,
I'd listen to it. I might have to listen to the video again. You never. You might find that somewhere on Indie Vote Radio. And I'm just saying. That is Captain Love: Rise of the Pirate King, Chapter 2 over on Indiegogo. It is in demand. Go check it out right now. It is shipping. I should have checked that. I don't know why, because my brain's still fried this morning. It is shipping worldwide. So our international listeners, you can pick up a copy. You should willing to ship worldwide. I kind of. There's no PDFs. So
no, I don't do digitals because of piracy issues. So.
Right. So no PDF, sorry gang, no free shipping for you, international audience, but you can definitely get this book. He's willing to ship it internationally. So you don't have to write him. You don't have to message him and say, please. Nope.
Yeah, and if you're in the US, you know, the continental United States, the shipping is built into the price. So what you see is what you pay. So.
Oh, that is nice.
Even cheaper. It's great. Captain Love over there on Indiegogo. The link is in the description. I love it. I need some loving. That's bad. But. All right, let me look at our next campaign, Goblin. Let me check this out. Oh, wait 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm getting all types of messages. 1 minute. You getting messages too, Lola? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I just see my phone just said. It just says Lola messaged me. So okay. Okay. All right, there we go. Lola's seeing pictures of her new. No, we're not doing that. No. Yeah, I know. She's in pictures of her. Yeah, her idea of what she.
Okay.
Here's Goblin, an anthology of terror. Who's responsible? Tell us about Goblin.
So Goblin, I don't have a video yet because I launched it right before Christmas, and then I had a very unexpectedly busy Christmas period. So I'm gonna have to do a big old final push for it now. Goblin is like an anthology series. The aim in future is for it to be like maybe a quarterly book. It'll be all digital for now until I can figure out shipping and everything. And the aim is to get like lots of different creators in, because I have quite a few friends who are pretty talented creatively. The first book is going to be 3 short stories by me and an illustrated short story by a friend of mine that's just going to be all prose, because I kind of want to have a little bit more of like a zine kind of feel a little bit. So there's going to be some stories in there that are just prose, some that are sort of going to be stories with spot illustrations in them, and then some that are going to be sequential. So the first one that you're looking at there is an adaptation I did of The Old Woman Who Swallowed a Fly. You know that children's rhyme?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So the first one is going to be that. And it's basically like, I don't know, it's adding a little bit extra sort of witchy horror story to that rhyme that's basically just a woman eating increasingly larger animals over an undisclosed period of time. So and this is going to be over a month, just starts eating animals, and don't know why, but things start to happen as she does.
Perhaps she'll die.
Yeah, perhaps she'll die. That you'll have to read it and find out.
Yeah, that sounds very villainous with your accent, by the way. Perhaps she'll die.
Perhaps she'll die.
Looks cool, man. That's right up my alley. That's the kind of stuff I do and read most indie horror and anthologies, especially. That's the kind of book I've started my creation stuff with. So that looks fun, man.
Nice, thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah.
That looks fantastic, actually. When does it close? When does the campaign start?
I think it's like 15 days now, so I really need to.
Give me a message somehow. Follow me on Twitter. I'll put something up about it on
That'd
our
be amazing,
site.
yeah.
So it's Joel
That'd be
Meadows
really
1.
appreciated.
Give it a course.
I'll be right back,
Joel
guys.
Meadows 1.
Okay. Well, I like this.
I think my phone is about to die, unfortunately.
Who's that? Joe?
It's me. I think my phone's about to die, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah. Well, we got to your comic, so yeah.
Listen, thank you. Listen, thanks, and good luck with everyone. And I said, Goblin guy, please send me a message because I want to.
Will do. Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
So it's Joel
You're
Meadows
always-
1 on Twitter.
You're always welcome back on.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks. Nice to meet everyone digitally. Take care.
Yeah.
Have a good New Year.
Thanks, man. Good to meet you.
Take care. Take care. Take care. Bye.
Nice.
I like this page here. This page looks cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So there's
that's
there's a little bit of experimentation stylistically. This one is from The Long Tall Tailor, which is again an adaptation of. It's like a little German book that people attribute to be like possibly one of the precursors to comics. That is like just loads of little children's tales. I think it's called Straw Peter, and every story in it is like really terrifying, like kind of Grimm's fairy tales kind of stuff, but often with like less context, just very strange stuff. So that one is about a long, tall tailor who comes and chops off your thumbs if you suck your thumbs.
Now,
Makes sense.
Sounds reasonable.
That has a whole other like level of scary to it, just so you know.
Yeah, because I instantly didn't think thumbs. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. He chopped off thumbs. I think. Oh, he chopped off penises.
Hey, what else? What else does he do?
This was cool. Now you've got, was it 15 days? Let me go. 15 days left.
Yeah, 15 days.
You are under. I mean, you're under your goal. Your goal is $1,348. You got 422. So
yeah, I've been slacking on it. I'm gonna need to do a big old push. I have a few add-ons that there's some interest in that will probably increase that. So there's like add-ons for a horror commission, like a digital horror commission, as well as the book. So there's a little bit of interest in that, but like the people I'm speaking to want to working out what they want before they sort it out. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna get there. 13 days to go. It's a little bit tight, but I'll see what I can do.
I'm gonna back it. I'm gonna back a lot of projects. So I try to back them when I know that they're gonna close very soon, because Kickstarter won't take the money until afterwards. And then nothing like finding out you got $12 to your name. When you
Don't believe him.
Yeah,
Don't trust him. Don't trust him.
I'm gonna back. I noticed I had a problem, guys. I wasn't throwing away packages that my books would come in when they would show up. So I ended up getting this huge stack of mailers. It's probably a big fire hazard, and it's a huge stack. And my thought was, when people like friends of mine ask me to send them stuff, books and stuff, I can just use these rather than using all the Gemini mailers I bought. I'll just use these used ones because they're my friends and they're not gonna mind. I'm sending them, stuff anyway. So, but it's just become too much. So I got to get rid of some of these. It's just stacking up. It's just, I joked about going on Facebook and saying, does anybody need any used Gemini mailers? Anybody need?
I see that quite a bit, actually. People do that and will reach out, and a lot of people will jump on it, man. Grab them.
Really? Yeah, because I'm come on, man. I'm stacking up these things. It's a fire hazard. I could build a Gemini 4. It's got that bad. We got this is the Mythology of Terror. You got it up for 13 more days on Kickstarter, and it's gonna come from the UK.
Are you going
so
to Indiegogo?
I've considered that. Yeah, I might look into it. Next, especially since obviously the deadline is now a little bit tight. There's a fair bit to go. Yeah, it's coming from the UK, but it's for now, like I said, it's just going to be all digital until I can work out shipping and maybe do something else, sort something else out later. So for now, it'll just be a digital copy, and then there's also the option of the commission add-on as well, if you want.
A digital PDF copy. It's a one-shot
Yeah,
book.
do that,
February
man.
22. Not a long time
Yeah,
to wait.
again, hopefully it'll be like a quarterly thing. It's going to be around 40, 43 pages. It was my latest guess.
And folks, again, it's $6 US, about $4 UK. So you can definitely it's affordable. It's affordable. A lot of good stories in there. I like this too for some reason. I don't know why. It just really resonates with me. I want on a shirt.
Thank you. Yeah. There's been some talk about that as well. Yeah, I like all the covers are like, I've done a couple of covers for it now. Just all in one sort of creative burst. I just did loads. None of them have anything to do with any of the stories. They're just weird little pin-up things.
The reason why I like this is because there's clearly something untoward going on up here. Because I'll tell you why. They've used blackout curtains over here in this window. Not in this one though. So I believe they're shooting adult material, and that's what's going on in that window right there. That's the flash from the camera.
Speaking of shirts, some of you may have seen on my Facebook and Twitter, I am doing promotions for people's books and companies now. If you want to send me anything wearable, I will wear it on my streams. So
nice.
Private message me on one of my social medias and we will talk about it.
Yeah, she's got several shirts.
Nice.
No one sends me shirts.
I'll do that once
I got a
finish
lot of
Steam
shirts
Killer.
and hats and everything coming.
It's kind of weird. I don't get it. There's people maybe they don't want to see me shirtless. If I go shirtless, I wonder will that get people to send me shirts?
Well, it's free promotion. You send me the shirt, I wear it.
I'm talking about me. I want free shirts. Why don't I get free stuff? It's all right though. Sorry, I see how it is in Devoters.
Oh,
Because I have nice big boobs, and the shirt's gonna wrap
I
around
was
the
going
boobs.
to say, it's hard to
For the 3D
miss.
effect.
It's not fair.
It's
not
really
fair.
hard to miss the detail on why they want to send scantily tiny shirts to Lola.
Okay, so let me get it straight. So because she was born with hers, but I got my boobs in McDonald's, all of a sudden mine aren't. Mine aren't any
You
good.
could be a gay icon. It would be brilliant.
It's not fair. I want shirts. That's Goblin Over on Kickstarter. Go check it out. 13 days left to go, folks. The link is in the description of this video. Go check it out. And in the
Thank
chat.
you.
Well. Go check out Goblin.
I might have to hop off myself now.
Oh, no
That's
problem.
okay.
We got you. Lola, I've run out of campaigns.
Johnny, before you go, where can people find you? 'Cause you are hard
Mostly
to
on
find.
Instagram. My Twitter is still. I have a reasonable following on Instagram. That's at jwise_art. So JWISE_art. I'm on there. I'm available for commissions at the moment. And Twitter is in the works. I have a Twitter, but it's like got about 2 posts on it.
Yeah, you were super hard to find
not
and
on
track
Instagram?
down to get in contact with.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm pretty much entirely on Instagram at the moment.
Yeah, I figured. And then I found your email and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to email him.
Yeah, that works too. All right. Well, thank you for having me on. Cheers. It was good meeting all of you.
You
Nice
too, man.
one.
Good looking project. Best of luck to you, man.
Thank you.
Russ,
Yeah.
when you popped in, I saw you. When did you pop in here?
Oh yeah, I just crept in at the bottom. It's a thing.
It's normal.
Yeah, it's a normal thing.
Russ, you had mentioned earlier you had a situation close to ours with the money thing.
Yeah, I mean, it varies. I think if you're going to pay in dollars, then you've just got to make sure that when you pay people in PayPal, you make sure you pay them the full amount and they don't get caught for fees. Because that's unfair. I mean, the amount of times I was paid when I wasn't aware of these things, and I'd say, oh, that's $100 for that, and I'd only get in the end, I'd only get sort of $90 out of it, and then it went through the exchange rate as well and the fee, and it's like, oh right, I didn't get anywhere near what I thought I was going to get. But you just have to make sure, you just have to communicate. That's all it is. Make sure you communicate with people, and everything will be good.
Whenever I commission an artist, and I always use PayPal because it's the simplest thing for me. I always add like a tip on top of it because I know it takes care of the fees. Because if you don't, then you're,
nobody gives me a tip. I'm terrible at restaurants. My wife says, give that lovely person a tip. It's like, nobody gave me a tip on my last job. I don't know what you're talking about. But it's a whole different kettle of fish in the UK. Everybody's grumpy all the time. I do know what you mean. And although the fees through PayPal are a bummer, at the end of the day, they are providing a service. And it's easier to use that service. So you've got to take that into account whenever you're doing any kind of transaction. But I think it's always, like you say, whether you're giving a tip or whether it's just you make sure that the person at the other end gets what you quoted or what they quoted and not what they quoted minus any fees. So
I say this.
As long as you do that, I think.
Everybody start tipping Russ for no reason. Just start tipping Russ when he loses his argument.
Here's a tip. Don't come back.
He'll start getting tips like, damn it. His wife was like, you gotta tip that guy. Okay.
Tip him $1. Tip him $1. So the PayPal fee is always going to be $1 on top of it. So he's going to get nil, but there's still going to be a transaction right there.
There's a thing. It's like, you tip me $1, I'm more likely to hit you than if you tip me nothing.
Yeah.
Don't abuse me.
I've been using like DoorDash and Grubhub, and you can tip those guys, but they told me go ahead. They asked me to tip them in cash. They prefer that rather than you tipping them.
I do that. I don't do. Whenever I go out to a restaurant, it's like you pay with a credit card, and then you make sure that the waiter or waitress gets cash off you.
Yeah,
I don't like bunging it.
Yeah, don't tip on your card. They'll charge you twice.
Oh yeah.
Jeffrey, did you put your link in the private chat for your project?
Probably not. Let me do it over here. My bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm just wondering when strippers are going to go to the contactless tipping, and you're going to have the little QR code. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you what they're.
Where's the fun in that? There's no putting in of anything. That's rubbish.
There's no putting in the strip club of anything.
I didn't go there, Varian. I didn't go there. You went there.
No, but let me tell you what they're doing in Canada, in Windsor, to the strip clubs. So due to COVID, and just Canada has a no touching policy. So the girls,
anyone, anywhere.
Oh no, in America,
including yourself. Just so you know.
Here for the most part, you can imagine. Because see, that's why I started going to strip clubs in Canada. I never went to American strip club until I was like 23 years old. So I got this proper education in strip clubs, which is basically sit on your hands, don't touch that girl. In America, when I got to a strip club, I was shocked because the girls are like, "Hey, so we want to go in the back for 100," and I'm like, "What?" So I got this whole nothing that I learned in Canada meant anything in America. The thing is, though, in Canada, what they've done, I'm American. I live in Michigan. Canada is only like 45 minutes from my doorstep. But the problem is that in Canada right now, the girls have to stand if they're giving you a dance. If you decided you wanted to dance, still the same price, but they stand 5 feet from you on a little black box, like a little stand, like a little foot stand, and they stand there.
I got a story about that.
Yeah, and it's like,
I got a story for that
what's
one.
going on? They're on this little box, like there's a little personal stage, and it's like,
Listen, if the strippers wear masks, is that the first thing they take off or the last thing?
Yeah.
So y'all listen to this.
On her
Listen to this,
face, might be the
guys.
last thing.
So there, when COVID first happened and everybody was still kind of quarantined and all this stuff was going on, people were getting creative in businesses. And out here in Houston, Texas, one of the strip clubs decided to have I kid you not, a drive-through strip club. And they had these strippers on the sides of this, I guess about a 10-foot, 20-foot wide street outside of the club. And you could pull up and like park, and they were separated by like metal barriers like you'd see at a concert. And these chicks were out there scantily clad with fucking masks on, shaking their ass while you're eating chicken wings on the side of the street.
We are
is that not
screwed.
amazing or what?
Bring
You
on the
gotta love
asteroid
you.
now. Just reset.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I saw that shit on the news and I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
Good Lord.
Yeah, you know, I can't
They're
say I
trying to make
wouldn't
a
have
buck.
gone.
Hey, everybody! Hey, times were hard out here in Houston when COVID came around, man. Everybody trying to make a buck. You know what I mean?
You said two of everything: strippers and chicken. And I'm there for it. I'm there. Strippers and chicken, because I was told a long time ago you don't eat in the strip club, and then one day, because like the strip club, they say you don't eat there. And my friend, actually Brandon, who does Pictures Be Crazy, he would tell me titties and tater tots don't mix. And I think like tater tots are delicious, first of all. And you know, strip club steak. I don't know if you ever had it, but strip club steak is a different thing. I mean, you know, you're already drunk. Steak's cheap. It's like $5. Might as well eat it. It's a meal.
When I worked at a strip, when I was a dancer, I used to eat the chicken tenders all the time. It was delicious.
Strippers and chicken give a whole new meaning to the catchphrase "finger licking good."
Oh, God.
Oh, we're horrible. This show is downgraded into just horrible now.
We have devolved.
which is great because
Which brings us to
now,
Awful Thoughts.
Yeah, we got Awful Thoughts, so we're gonna bring that up.
So
Jeffrey,
you want
I
to know
tried
about
to.
the time?
Is the link? What's up?
The link's not working. It says I can't find
Not
that page.
working. Hang on.
Oh no, it's 404.
I sent the second one that has a hyperlink. Is that still not working?
Yeah, they're not
No,
working
it's
yet.
not working. It says I can't find the
Okay.
page.
I've put it in so many damn times in my head. I might have typed it in wrong. Hang on one second.
You guys want to know about the time when I worked in the so I worked in construction, and we had a job at the red light district of Amsterdam.
Mhm.
So you can imagine how empty,
Oh,
our shack was, because every single one of my colleagues would make a round along all the strip clubs all day long, every single break. And then they'd not get anything done because they, be on their knees, hiding their boners.
How are the
It
strip
was a
clubs
good
in
time.
Amsterdam? How are the strip clubs there?
Sticky.
I have no clue. I've never been to one. I don't care about them. I am not that low.
I saw a documentary the
Well,
other
I
day
like
where they're trying to
going to
clean
strip
all that
clubs.
up in Amsterdam in the red light district, and they're putting new sanctions and restrictions on the girls, I think, that work there, and they were talking about how it was real interesting. They're talking about how because in the old dynamic for like prostitution has always been like a pimp, you know what I mean? And so these guys, like these girls, they rent out those windows, those booths in those rooms, but then there's people like, I guess, quote unquote pimps that own those building spaces that lease those, and then they have a very set of rigorous rules and policies and like matters of health and stuff. It was real interesting.
I fell into a
I had no
documentary.
idea.
There's a documentary on YouTube about about those guys. Well, some of those guys seem really nice.
Sex worker. Yeah, no, being a sex
Basically,
worker,
sex workers,
is
like legal sex
it's
workers,
wrong.
like it's
Yeah. And the reason we made it legal is because it eradicated most of the illegal sex working in the Netherlands. You can't be under 18, and if they find you being under 18 or find your pimp, making you work as someone underage, that guy is going to jail, and he's not going to like it because, that kind of stuff is a taboo, and the people in jail don't care much about that. You're going to feel what that girl felt.
Mr. Big's going to find you in the shower.
Exactly.
Does the pimp have to be 18?
Well, yeah. So the thing is, like they have buildings, that have their individual rooms where the girls rent those. And so, if the guy is, renting one out to a girl who is underage, then he's in trouble because it's all official.
Does the pimp have to be? Because his thing, I know a little 11-year-old pimp. He calls me daddy, but he takes all my money. Every time I see him, he's like, "Hey, I need this," and I go to the store and buy it. He makes me work.
That is called being a parent.
I'm being pimped. I'm being pimped by my kid. Nope, you need to buy this for me. No. I know what this is. And I'm afraid to say no to him because I know what'll happen. He'll cry and he gets mad, gets an attitude.
Yeah.
Now, that sounds more like a sugar baby than a pimp. Just saying.
See?
Yeah.
My kid might be my sugar baby. I'm not sure. What do you think, Lola? I'm just.
He's calling you daddy for a reason.
Yeah. You want a PS5? Okay, here you go. It's pretty bad. Awful Thoughts.
Hey,
it's
Daddy.
all Awful Thoughts, and so is this. This is an Awful Thought. It's now available. This is your Kickstarter campaign. You've got oops, let me see here. I just clicked on a bunch of
I changed it the other day. They gave me some kind of update saying I could make new graphics or do something, so I modified it a little bit.
There's a video here?
Yeah, you can click on that. It has a few of the covers and stuff. It's nothing crazy.
It's a lovely illustration at the top.
It's kind of wild. There we go.
It's like Randy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Was that the cover there? Was that the actual? Because it looked like the old horror comics.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Awful Thoughts, you saw on there were 4 covers displayed there. Those were the earliest covers I had, and I've recently gone back and done some other stretches and incentives, like this DMX hip hop homage variant here. That was at the stretch goal. Everybody's going to get one of those that helped me get to $3,500. So
yay! I can't wait.
I'm a big hip hop guy, so I'm going to do one of those for each issue. There's some examples of some of the panel work is full color. It's just some sketch designs. Tom Cuthbert and my buddy Trey Antley. They're a couple of tattoo artists and good buddies of mine that I've met online through Facebook. And they wanted to kind of do this. They had aspirations of drawing, and I had aspirations of writing. So we kind of just put it together, and it all worked out really well. So thanks.
Nicely done.
The art's great, man. I'm really excited about that.
I want to know how they figured out what my in-laws' house looks like. That's something smart to say, Lola. It looks just like their house. Looks just like it. Looks just like it.
So you were asking about the covers though. So the cover A was shown. There's also a cover C, the version of that. I did a store exclusive with a group of guys called the Geek and Game Community at Facebook. Really good people. They're like a gaming pop culture community. And so there's like a variant cover of the guy at the typewriter. And then this is the horror homage. There's going to be a horror homage for each of the issues. And then, just tried to get a bunch of different looks. The biggest one that really helped fund the project was the Platinum Foil Virgin that you saw in the preview.
Nice.
That's about a 1 in 25. So this print run I'm doing is about 1,000 copies collectively between 7 covers. So that one's real limited, and I'm gonna sign that one and send it off. And it's real exciting, man. I've built a pretty large network in the last couple of years from selling books and buying them at LCSs, as well as my Facebook and Instagram stuff. And then I also got into pressing books last year around this time. And now I've built a very large network to the point where I've actually just got to quit my part-time job so I can do pressing and creating content.
Cool.
That's awesome, man.
That's great.
Really excited. So, yeah.
I have a question for you. Is that a media play?
Is it a what?
That building back there, is that an old media play building?
Oh,
ask the artist.
I don't know. I'll ask him. Yeah, I just told him shopping mall. I love shopping mall stories, especially like weird horror type of stuff. So this is for the first page of self-reflection. It's a short story. Real quick, I'll just preface what the story is about, just in case any of y'all are curious. So it's kind of an experiment in that I have an overarching narrative, kind of with an anthology built into it. So like a soliloquy, kind of, I guess you would say. So Stephanie Gray is going to her. She recently inherits the estate of her deceased father, and she finds this book, and she opens it up and reads it, and there's just a bunch of weird, strange, even downright disturbing short stories that are just kind of a collection, and the pages have blood on them, and some of them are torn out. There's a weird symbol on the cover, and so the first book kind of shows her finding the book, and then it goes on to have 3 short stories, and then as we move in, we'll go back to her character later on in the next issue, and kind of show her descent into like what the book does to her as she tries to unravel its secrets, if that makes sense.
That's really cool.
There's a digital version. You get the
I'm still working out the kinks on all the digital stuff. So anybody that's listening to this that's either purchased, because everybody that purchases, even at the lowest tier, gets the digital, but I'm still learning how all the PDF stuff and JPEGs and all that, it's a pain in the ass. I'm trying to figure out how to get everything formatted to where it's perfectly uniform, high res, easy for everybody to access and view or download.
What do you use, Mac or PC?
I use PC.
All right, so it's real simple. Get everything in a high res like file, like every page as a high res PNG or JPEG, and then just format a Word document to the size of the comic book pages, and then drop your graphics in there, and then process it
through a Word document.
Yeah, turn it into a PDF Word document.
That's cool.
Interesting. So it'll be the final, well, quote unquote image will be a DOC file or a PDF file.
No, you save it as a PDF from Word. From Word. Yeah.
From Word. Okay. Oh, I have Adobe Acrobat, so I can do all that through that, right?
You can even print to PDF if you know. So
I just got Acrobat.
You're not you got a signed version, only United States shipping, but so I have to ask this because we got an international audience who listens.
Well, actually, so here's the thing with that. Just to make this real simple, since it was totally just like spitballing and seeing what we could do, I didn't want to do any kind of crazy shipping with my books. I just do flat rate out here in the continental United States. It's real simple. It's $9 or it's $15. I developed a small Canadian fan base or market, and so I've had about a half a dozen or so people reach out privately that I've made deals with. Shipping, I just don't really know. I'm not experienced in that realm. If anybody's interested that lives overseas and can help me figure out what the shipping cost would be, I'm more than willing to accommodate and to put a package together. That's no problem. I just didn't have that set up on the Kickstarter at the time.
I'm sure
the next one I will try to look into that though.
You can still get that international audience. You definitely want to miss out on it. But I mean,
yeah, for sure, man. I don't mean to neglect anybody in that regard, because comics are a worldwide thing and just a human thing, and I love connecting with everybody all across the world, and it's not a problem. That's not something I want to avoid at all. So.
Yeah, and we got different levels over here. Now this is gonna be up for. This is actually on Kickstarter. How many days left do you have? I didn't see. I'm missing it.
This one is done. I reached more than enough money, and I got over 100 people to support it. So that just blows me away. I'm super happy, and I really hope everybody enjoys it. It's a little different, kind of ends a little bit odd because we just kind of I was just racing to figure out what to do, and then it kind of all came together, and I was like, all right, I think this will work. And so we did it, and now reading back on it, I'm really pleased and excited about it, but I'm curious and a bit apprehensive regarding what the audience is going to think, because a lot of people have invested into this, and so I don't want to let anybody down. You know what I mean?
If anybody wants a copy now that it's closed, can they still get one? They reach out to you?
Yes, actually, not only am I on Facebook, but you can also, I actually have Shopify set up now. I just need to get my EIN today to register Kingdom Comics, so I can handle payments. But I've got everything streamlined through kingdomcomics.com now. You can purchase everything through like my little store on there, and it'll just have Awful Thoughts and all the new content, new books I have coming out. Because I do have a couple of others, and then Awful Thoughts I plan on making hopefully 6 issues. I think I have enough to tell Again, though, because it's an experiment, it's real challenging to figure out how to work in the anthology aspect with this overarching narrative each and every issue without making it feel redundant. You know what I mean?
I took a look at the PDF, and it looks good. I can't wait to get the book.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
backed it.
I appreciate it. I got Comics Wellspring did the printing. I'm not sure if any of y'all are familiar with them, but
they're right in my backyard.
Yeah, I was referred to them by several people, and so I was like, okay, cool. And man, yeah, they have great great deals, and the people there, Melanie, and I forget the other ladies' names, but they're really nice and helpful. And the proof copy should be coming any day, and then I'll know. My main concern, I taught myself how to letter all this everything. Because the artists were like, dude, that's a bit much. Like, maybe you should try to learn how to do this or get somebody else to do it. And I was like, well, I don't want to pardon my French. I don't want to get anybody else. I don't want to get anybody else to do this. You know what I mean? And I've got a little bit of knowledge from high school and college about graphic design. I did some album covers and flyers and stuff when I was rapping. That's a whole nother deal though. But that brings us back to the hip hop stuff and the reasoning behind that. And I just love horror, man. I like shocking people. Like I like reading books and stories like that kind of go in one direction, and all of a sudden they just take they turn on their head, and you're like, what the hell did I just read? You know?
Most of my stories are like that. That's because I'm a bad writer.
Well, maybe that's why I like them so much, because I am not a very good writer. But now, I'd like to think I'm all right.
So you can check out. You can contact and let them know that let Jeffrey know that you want a copy of this. He's still got some time. He's willing to get it out to you if you want it. He's going to set up his store, but it's already funded. So this is Awful Vaults, and number 1 now available. Check it out on Kickstarter, and then contact Jeffrey and let him know you want a copy. Jeffrey, while we're on it, why don't you tell people where they can find social media?
What did you say, Varian?
Where can folks find you if they want to contact you?
Oh, okay. So it's a kind of a play on words. It's a little tricky. I don't know if my logo is anywhere, but it's Kingdom Comics is my brand, and it's instead of like a traditional Kingdom, KINGDOM, it's like a key comic. So KEYNGDOM comics.com is going to be where the shop is at. I think you could probably message me on there now if you need to for any reason. Even though I can't process orders yet, feel free to go there. Or you can find me on Facebook. If you search the group Kingdom Comics, it's spelled the same way. I have private sales. I have my pressing business, and I do some spec and fun stuff with the community that I've built there. It's about 500 people, real small knit. So if you want to join that, feel free. And then on Instagram, same thing, Kingdom Comics. I've tried to make it real easy for everybody to find me. And then Awful Thoughts has some different hashtags and @ symbols and stuff, but we don't need to worry about that right now. I really appreciate you guys having me on, though. It's been a pleasure meeting all you guys and talking to you. And does anybody else have stuff, or is this the last project?
That's it, I believe. Yeah.
Cool. So this will wrap it up. I'd love to come back.
I've still got one.
Soon.
Oh, you want to put yours up, Russ? I
don't know. I mean, you've asked me on.
Yeah. I can put it up. I didn't know if you want to come on and show your book.
I want to see what the comic book black belt's got.
Definitely. Russ, put your link in.
I'll be right back, though.
He's got good stuff.
Is your leaking? No, leak.
Am I leaking? Am I leaking? I don't know.
Which it's funny too. Okay, so Russ is published through Arrow Comics, the single issues of his books. And he messaged me because Randy is ill, and he messaged me, and he knows that I have access to him. He's like, "Could you get me some books?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And it is a pain sending these books to the UK. I don't know why they won't. They're like, "Yeah," they told me 4 days, so I'm like, "Okay, I'll let Russ know." It's been like 15, and I'm like, "We need his phone number." And I'm like, "Okay, what's in the box?" I want to tell him, orphan organs. That's what I'm sending. I'm sending the organs of the fresh organs of orphans, and you ruined them now because they had a 5-day shelf life. That dry ice isn't going to hold.
I can't implant them anymore.
The dry ice is melted.
Now I'm going to have to pay that money back, and I've already given money to the drug dealers. So what am I going to do?
So yeah, I'm working on my and it's funny. it's really funny because I'm talking to people within these different networks, and they're transferring me around. And
Right.
I'm gonna tell you about this, Russ. It's very funny because I've been trying to connect with you for like 2 days now.
Yeah.
But I got transferred over to someone who had an English accent,
Woohoo!
but was from lived here in America, and they work for the U.S. postal system. And he's like, "Yeah, mate." He says, "Mate." He says, "The whole system's fucked."
Well, it's honesty.
Yeah, and I love it because I've realized this, and I didn't know where it came from, but then I was watching Kitchen Nightmares, and because the guy, he told me this, he says, "Yeah, these guys they don't deliver the mail, they deliver half the mail, then they go fuck off to the bar."
Yeah,
and I'm like, and then I kept hearing it, this fuck off thing, and we don't really say that in the States unless we mean it's like an insult, like go fuck off. Well, you guys meant he just went and played around. And so, but he was from the U. It was really cool. But he was working for the U.S. Postal Service, so they're gonna get it cleared up. But it's like, get this man these books quickly, please. Yeah,
please. What I'll do is I'll now wait until all 6 or 9 are published, and then we'll get a box of them sent over to me, rather than having each issue sent over. I don't think we want to do that.
Here you are in demand. Only Death Can Save Us, book 2, The Tech Stone. It's in demand. It's a video, isn't it? Yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah, don't bother.
But here we are.
This isn't good for radio listeners. I can talk you through it, radio listeners. It's some nice art with some doom messages. So all you need to know is buy the book, and death will save you.
Messages of doom.
I got mine. I ordered mine at least.
Well, it's currently in production. I just had the second part come back from Letters today, and it's been edited. So some of the inks for the second part have gone off to the colorist, because I had to get a colorist on board, because I've been very fortunate to gain other projects in the meantime. Yeah, it's all going well. It's all going well.
Sweet.
So there's some page art in the on the Indiegogo page if you want to show that. Oh, he's gone.
Uh-oh.
Is he back?
We lost him.
Sorry for the dead air, radio listeners.
How long are you going to be in demand for?
Well, I'll be in demand until at least it's printed, which should be March.
Okay.
So it'll be in demand till then. I would imagine I'll leave it in demand.
I still got to pick up a copy.
Yeah. I mean, you can pick up 2 copies. You can get the issue 1 and issue 2, or volume 1 and volume 2.
I already got issue 1.
Oh, right. Okay. Of course. Yeah. I sent it to Varian for free.
Well, there you go.
No. So, yeah. So anybody wanting to pick up the first volume can pick that up. And there will be a 3rd volume. It will be made. The story will be rounded off. And then we'll see where Death goes after that.
I understand that there's a multiverse book you're doing. I love putting out incorrect rumors, but it's great.
A multiverse.
The multiverse. I understand you're doing a crossover next year with Cyberfrog. It's going to be Cyber Death the Redstone. Is that true?
That is most definitely not true. Okay?
I'm putting a rumor out there.
That rumor is an incorrect rumor.
Well, you gotta have the universe with only rat people. That of course has the death of rats in there.
You can put death anywhere, can't you? I mean, let's face it. The military has told us that. There you go. There's some coloured pages. Talking of somebody was talking about homages earlier on. That top one is an homage to an Iron Man cover.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is. Wow, I didn't even notice it, but you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, it sure is.
But yeah, so it's going okay. Thank you very much.
You know, Dreaded Dinosaur, Eric Hodson, he did a Daniel Bryan cover, like this, a wrestler. He did a Daniel Bryan cover. It was an Iron Man homage. It was pretty cool. So I like that. That's one of Eric's favorite comics, though. I think he loves anything Bob Layton worked on. This right here, Hive Mind. I like this guy.
That's a bit wacky. there's some wacky stuff in it. There's a support story, backup story about about death. Sorry, about war, which is this character here. So it's over 100 pages. So you're getting your money's worth.
And it's a really good read. I mean, I've read the first one.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to this one.
I'm
And
really
Russ is
looking
proud
forward
to-
to getting mine.
There's some cracking humor in this. I was reading through it today because I had to get it back from the letterer and then send it off to the writer to edit and also the editor to take a look at. And I read through the whole of the second part and I laughed out loud. I mean, there were parts in it that were genuinely funny. So the whole sort of ethos of it, you know, being a fun book and not taking itself too seriously, with some very clever dialogue from Rick. It's definitely holding up in book 2.
There's the Preston Acevedo backer print, Ink Spots early bird print, which is this stuff
It's
is
still
gorgeous.
available. Yeah. All this stuff is available, but obviously I haven't got up to 200 yet. So they're available for the first 200 people who back, and anyone who's backing for the second time, so if they back book 1, gets the Preston Acevedo print for free as well.
And then the stock of floppies, which is what I'm trying to get to. It's so hard. It's so hard, but that's okay.
They'll
have
be
to-
here. They will
I'm gonna
be
fly
here.
them over myself. I'm gonna call my good buddy Gordon Ramsay and say, "Hey, look,
Gordon
man, I need a flight.
Ramsay.
I need a flight over." He's gonna say, "Baron, you muppet. What do you need?"
You muppet. What is wrong with you?
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Only Death Can Save Us is a great book, folks. I mean, really, you got no reason not to back this one. If you like good storytelling, you like good art, it's all there for you. I recommend it. Very recommendations are rare.
It's a very recommend.
Yeah. Did I see Eric Weathers up there? Eric Weathers on the lettering. He letters.
Yeah. Eric's he's a great letterer. So I reached out to Eric because I've seen his lettering and how good it was. I wanted to get someone on that I knew was good. Simple as that. And I did the lettering for the first issue, which I thought was okay. I you know, looking back at it, I'm not too unhappy with it. I have some experience with design, graphic design, and what have you. So I felt I did a reasonable job. But there's no doubt that it's a skill. And you know, Eric's got it. There are several other letterers
Yeah,
I would have
if
gone
you're
to
gonna
as
drop
well,
names on this book, you better drop Preston Acevedo.
but Eric did the job on that. So yeah,
Eric was on the show, and I was like, man, I'm like, you know, Eric, you're everywhere. You're doing so much work, so much lettering work.
Yeah, but he does. He's dependable. You know, you can go to him, get a job done, and he'll get turned around, and that's the end of it.
And done well.
So
and done well.
And done well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Only Death Can Save Us book 2, The Techstone, in demand on Indiegogo. You got till about March to pick it up. So make sure you get in there and get your copy today.
Yeah, it will be around in demand a longer than that. But yeah, you know, it would help if I got the print numbers by then.
Yeah, it would help tremendously. Russ, where can folks find you online?
Yeah, you can find me in a variety of places. You can find me as Comic Book Black Belt on YouTube. But most importantly, you can find all the links to all my various haunts on russleach.com. There'll be links there to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the usual haunts.
Cool. That's Only Death Can Save Us. I don't have the link in the description, but I can put it there. It definitely right now it can be in the it's in the chat. So we'll put it up there and make sure that.
Is that Russ's book?
Yes.
Sorry, I was gone a little bit longer than I expected.
That's Russ's book. Only Death Can Save Us. Bristolian Dave said that come at the end. All right, be back. There's Bristolian Dave. How's it going, sir? Yeah, we're about wrapping up here. I'm gonna let Pops tell everybody where you can be found. Pops, where can they find you at, sir?
I can be found at 4:00 with Rich interviewing Austin Ho and Simon Potier on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant on YouTube, or you can find me in the Comic Related Madness on Facebook.
Sorry, Varian, is he paying you for this advertising space?
He is not. But
it's an ad share, Russ. You see me play that Liberty ad. You know I gotta get something.
Fair enough.
Pops pays me in weed. That's what he does.
Pays you what? Weed? Oh, sorry. It's just after the cigarettes and weed thing earlier. I was wondering what you were talking about.
Mr. E, who got me in trouble, I know he's chomping at the bit to find out how he got me in trouble, and I'm going to tell him as soon as we're off here. Mr. E, tell us where you can be found at, sir.
Right here. You can find me as the Drew Love on Twitter, YouTube, Indiegogo, Instagram. Search Captain Love on Facebook, and you'll find the Captain Love page. Search Captain Love on the internet. You'll find a million resources. There's CaptainLove.com. So yeah, I'm all over.
To rescue.
Marv, sir, how about you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram right now on Marv Artwork. I'm taking some weeks off from Facebook, so I'll be posting from the next couple of weeks on Instagram. So if you want to know more about the Sin Killer, the Two Witnesses, Chapter 1, Gabriel Reaper of Souls, just give it a jump right there, and you can find some very cool art and very cool stories. Thank you for having me.
Available on AmericanEnds.com.
I love
that
Marv.
Yes.
I love that Marv is coming live from the abyss.
Yeah.
Wrong sweater. Next time I'll take care of it.
The abyss looks back.
Yeah. We did Jeffrey. Mike, how about you, sir?
You can find me on fairiesandends.com, @and_ends on Twitter, Fairies and Ends on Facebook, and of course live on Cora 5, Tiny Truffles, coming to Indiegogo in 2 weeks. Be sure to sign up. We're gonna have a ton of all variants, and you can get yourself a really, really nice discount on all physical orders. So we're getting ready, and it's gonna go big. So be sure to sign up.
Also, want to also announce that Mike Jimmy has been promoted to the chairman of the I Hate Pancakes Club. Hates pancakes, and I know that's un-American. He's not American, but that's some bullshit. So
I don't like pancakes.
Okay, so my American ex and I actually had serious fights over when you should eat pancakes, because in the Netherlands it's a dinner kind of thing. In the US it's a breakfast kind of thing.
In America, we eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Whenever, man. Food is food. You eat it when you want it. It doesn't have a time slot.
Depends what kind of pancake it is.
Sorry?
I mean, if it's like pancake in the UK, that's just like egg. It's like it's not much more than an omelette, a thin omelette. But a proper pancake is like a big thick pancake, and it's got like syrup on it and stuff. So you can have it anytime. That's a sweet treat.
Miss Liz pancakes be eating pancakes. Miss Lowe, how about you? Where can folks find you at?
Right there.
Right now.
Linktree/indie_princess, and there's also my wish list that is still up. So if you guys want to buy me a surprise, go check it out.
She's still milking her birthday.
I like that.
Buy her stuff so she can sexy on stream.
Also, I didn't play the Griff King thing today, but I think the winner of the Griff King Award is the convention.
You need to play it real quick so they can see it.
It's the convention that that kicked the guy out for being given fake money. So here's your award, Griff King of the week. Here's the intro. Here's the video.
Son of a bitch, what the hell?
I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
So I missed that. So what happened? Somebody went into a con,
and I'll tell you,
change that was fake, and
they used the 20 that was fake. The 5 was real. That person went to the convention promoter and said, "Hey, I gave this guy money. He told me it was fake. He didn't give me my bill back." So then he came back, and the promoter put the exhibitor out. So yeah. I'll tell you about it off air.
Call the cops.
Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Breakfast Buzz. Breakfast Buzz. We will see you back Tuesday.
In the new year. We will see you guys in
Happy
the new year.
everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all again soon, hopefully.
I'll take us out of here. Mr. E, hang on backstage for a
Nice to meet
second. I'm
y'all.
gonna tell you what happens. All right, here we go. I'm taking us out. Everybody, see you next year.
Bye.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?